Living in Boulder vlog for June 6th, 2019. Right now it's June 7th, Friday. Oh my God, 6:27 a.m. 2019. So maybe I should have a nap. Yesterday I worked all day before yesterday, and then all night, and then all day yesterday until like 2 in the afternoon. And I think I got like 3 hours of sleep the night before, but I can't remember. And then I went over to my mom's house, but I was kind of groggy by then. I mean, I actually wasn't groggy, but then I got groggy after I got there. And she made me this huge salad, and then gave me some other like vegetables, asparagus and stuff. She has good food over there. And I originally went over there. I guess I was going to try to help her organize, but she didn't even want me to do that. So I just came home. So it was cool. I just went over there to have a meal. And then I worked all night long until now. At like 3 in the morning, I drove into 7-Eleven. I got a Slurpee and a hot dog. That was the second time I've done that. I recently discovered 7-Eleven. But it's 24/7. I'm not pretty close to where I live. But my car, on the way back, like my car is possessed by the devil. All of a sudden, it just started honking. Even though I'm not touching the horn, it just honks, and then it will stop, and then it honks, and so I'm afraid to drive it because it was honking as I was trying to park in my apartment, at like 3 in the morning. So I guess I'm not going to drive my car out anymore until I have the money to go and get that fixed. Hopefully it'll be able to fix it. I don't know how complicated that would be. So yesterday was my second day. It was day 2 of tracing tribes in Australia. Australia is the 6th biggest country in the world by land mass. I'm looking at a world map right now. And so to trace all of the tribes of Australia in the scope of my timeline and Google Earthing would be, it's a big thing. It's worth a few days. So, the first day I pretty much traced all of them. Yesterday I was finishing tracing them. I'm doing Australia, Tasmania, New Zealand, and then I'm naming them, and then I have to color code them, and I'm adding the square kilometers to everything, and today, I think, when I'll have a nap pretty soon, but then I'll go. It'll be in day 3, and maybe I could finish it. Who knows? It's going by a lot faster than the American ones. It's a lot simpler. And then I'll attach them to my timeline and call it a day, and then move on to the next thing. I don't know. I have a lot of tribes of the world that I already did that I kind of forgot, and I just didn't finish it. So maybe creating the rest of the kingdoms of the world will go by pretty quickly. I want to include it in my timeline where you would have the length of a kingdom, and you have the timeline. I mean, you have the Google Earth download of what that kingdom looks like at this year. So if you have a new Google Earth icon, that means that there was or next to a war, next to a kingdom, that means there was a change of territory at that time. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it all works. I have a feeling my timeline, when it's done, is going to take on a life of its own and come alive and give me more ideas and really work. I was going to explain the logic of my timeline to my mom yesterday, but I didn't get around to it. Maybe I'll explain a little bit of it. Maybe I'll explain a little bit of it now. Like my mom was saying, it's so overwhelming. There's too much information, And so my timeline is kind of like Wikipedia, but it follows a different philosophy. Wikipedia is something that has information on everything, but you have to look for it. And they also have lists of stuff where you can, and then in the article, in the Wikipedia articles, you have different, words that are blue. That means you can link to something. But with my timeline, is designed to help out with dancing around and moving around. You can't really move around with information as well with Wikipedia because it's not as visual. But if you make everything look consistent, like an art piece, then you could look at something you're familiar with and then you can go, oh, okay, that's what it looks like. Kind of like bringing life to something, like bringing a smell to a color or integrating the information and everything. So it gives it personality, brings light and color and vibrancy to a certain historical time period and place. And then you can go, okay, well, what does the other one look like? If this looks like this, what would another part of the world or time period look like? And so with the links, you just dance around and you don't get overwhelmed by all the information because you just follow your own whims of just dancing around and finding what led to what and stuff. And so, yeah, I think that's where my timeline will come in its own. But something like that doesn't work unless it's finished. Its imperfections are pretty obvious when it's not done, so I have to finish it before I can start trying to explain it and use it to teach history and stuff. So, so tomorrow or whenever I'm done after Australia, I'd like to go into Europe. Europe is the epicenter of world, and it's also, if you're looking at the map of the world, it's physically the center of the world. But it's the epicenter of history. And so if I can Google Earth all of the kingdoms in Europe, then I'm like 90% of the way there, and then I can link them on my timeline. My project is so big that I don't really know what's linkable on my timeline because I just don't have the time to look. So I only have the time to look at what's linkable on my timeline when I'm checking what I just updated on that particular page of my timeline. So I'd like to, I'm looking forward to getting to the point where I can start testing my timeline. I was listening to this YouTube channel called History Civitas or whatever. He's doing a video. Here, maybe I'll look it up real quick. The YouTube channel is called, he only has 21,000 subscribers. He has a podcast. He must be new or something. It's called Flashpoint History. And he's I'm watching the history of Islam, and it's really good. Islam in Spain. So anyway, that's that. Hopefully it'll be productive today. I did take a little bit of a nap last night. But then I got up at like 2, so I don't know. Maybe I should have a break, though. I was kind of slowing down with my work before I did this video, and that's not a good sign. It means you need to take a break. Okay, I just know. Talk to you tomorrow.